Our presentation title is How to Build a Bridge Between Korea and Japan. Today we are here to build a bridge between us. And it took less than 2 hours to come to Japan from Korea. It's very close, but sometimes our relations not so close. And this is our outline. What is the issue between Korea and Japan? Someone said their hate speech, Dr. Takeshima. Hate speech has been caused by a vulnerable group in Japanese society, the poor and weak people in their social position. And Korea and Japan and other countries have supported the recovery from the Great East Japan earthquake. We respect the people who made an effort to improve our relations. And between Korea and Japan, we realize some other issues, like territorial issues. Fortunately, Japan and Korea are democratic countries. We can choose the leader by election. So the best way for that is to adopt the international rules.
This chart shows the relations between our two countries. The vertical line shows the degree of relations, index of good relations and bad relations. The horizontal line means the stream of time passing. Please look at the leftmost box. Do you know about the Izumo Shrine? This building symbolizes the cultural exchange between Korea and Japan. The second box shows Nara period. Japan could gain a lot of knowledge. The prosperity of Nara period depended on the advanced culture in Korea. For instance, how to make a paper was thought of the Korean craftsmen. Next, unfortunately, Hideyoshi Toyotomi strongly tried to occupy Korea. I guess most Koreans have been hating Hideyoshi Toyotomi ever since. In the early 20th century, many countries all over the world had to face the threat of imperialism. Japan annexed Korea. It was a kind of occupation.
To change a bad situation, we chose to use the 3 viewpoints advocated by Dr. Sato and Dr. Kageto 2012. It's the SFI model. The first phase is C. Before have a relationship, we need to know the history or basic information between two countries. Do you know the population of Japan?
Japan's population is 126 million. Do you know the population of Korea?
Yes, the population of Korea is 50,220,000. We have to know such basic information. The next phase is feel. Feeling based on 5 senses is the key element to push our actions. For example, Korean dramas or J-pops. By enjoying an event or talking together, we can feel closer to each other. The last phase is internalize. It is very important for us to think about how to design our daily life. And we should discuss the future of Asia through the experiences with Korean friends.
We gave questionnaires, and more than 300 students joined this research in both Korea and Japan. In total, it was 308. When it comes to the question, do you think relations between our two countries are good? About 90% replied negatively in both countries. What do you think about this unhappy result? We thought these answers was the result of the effect of mass communication, such as TV and newspapers. As for the question, do you think media tends to report whether a story is good news or bad news? Almost 90% of respondents said relatively bad. We are afraid that we might be controlled unconsciously by the media.
Next question, do you want to be a good friend with Korean or Japanese? The research shows 80% of young Japanese want to be good friends. We still remember the day when both countries supported the FIFA World Cup soccer game. The see and feel level is very good, but they need some concrete occasion to come to understand each other. In order to make this happen, they should take the next step to internalize.
As for the activity of this meeting, we carried out the preparation according to this theory. We work together and think together, and so the S-5 model influenced our basic attitude. C, we research the history between Korea and Japan. Feel, we enjoy preparation and also enjoy many cultural things Korea and Japan. Internalize, we need to keep these things in our mind when we think about the history up to early 2000, 50 years later.
Last year, during an international conference, Korean and Japanese students visited an historical spot in Seoul. It was in the Sondaemun Prison History Museum. We could see what happened in the modern ages in Korea and started thinking about our bilateral democratic relation toward a better future. See, feel, and internalize was endorsed there. We experienced the three phases.
Let's think about the future 50 years later from now. Student English communication will be better, joint curriculum will be developed, and more workshops will be held, such as World Youth Meeting. And media trend will be changed from negative report to focusing on the bright aspect. Okay, this is our conclusion. We have to think about the 50 years vision, and of course continue our relation with S-5 model. And we have to internalize these things in our daily lives. That's all. 감사합니다.